Well, I think I've already discussed a lot of things that I would bring to the commission. You know, the transparency of government. I promise you that I will try to be as transparent as humanly possible on, you know, at the commission, because I believe in that. That's where we get in trouble when we're not. We think we know better, or, you know, but really the contamination, a perfect example is the state building, and the contamination issue, I think almost 6 months was known. The severity of it I don't think was known, but I definitely think that's something that, you know, and it did nothing but force the price lower that we were ultimately going to pay the state, you know. So I don't understand why it was even a negotiation issue at that point. You know, it was something that, hey, that the people of this community should know, you know, that we were about to purchase a piece of property that was contaminated, you know. So that's a perfect example of things that I'm not going to hide for 6 months. And, you know, any closed door sessions we have, that's something I think the commissioners should talk about at the next meeting, that it's able to be talked about, that they're in their comments, is saying, we had a closed door session on this date and this is what we talked about, you know. We had 3 hotel developers bidding for this project of the downtown convention. 2 of them was not accepted. These are the reasons they were not accepted. These were their bids. This was why we accepted Malcolm Bryan and his bid, and we offered this, you know, the same package as all developers. So I really think there's a communications issue, of almost a public relations thing, that people want to feel comfortable to come down and talk to their city government, you know, to address their city government. And I guarantee you, I will treat you with all the respect that I can possibly find in myself to come down. I'd like to say, you know, everybody gets upset, but I definitely would say that if you come down there, I'm going to try to treat you kindly with all due respect and let you speak and have your moment to discuss, you know. And if it takes a little longer than 3 minutes or 5 minutes, that's fine with me, you know what I mean? Because we meet twice a month. You know, I think we have 1 work session. The city commission has 1 work session. So as far as just the amount of hours in a particular city commission, to me, there's not very much time involved in that. Now, there may be a lot of other time talking to people and researching and reading, but just the amount of time that the actual city commission is adjourned is a very small amount of time. So to me, I think we could definitely open that up and let people. And I tell you, to be honest with you, I'm unemployed right now. And that might be a good thing, actually, if I was elected, that I would have a lot of time to dedicate this, especially in the beginning. Because I'm sure there's a learning curve, and a large learning curve to be a city commissioner. And I have tried to follow it 3 years and read as much as I can about it, and try to ask questions. But the thing of it is that it almost is a full-time job, I'm sure, when you first begin. You know what I mean? And I would like to kind of really get to know the nuts and bolts. But I would like to say I disagree so much with the last commission and the direction they wanted to take on so many things, that you could, this community, I think, could really invest in a little OJT training for me to be on the commission, because I would like to take us into a much more open and a much more atmosphere of discussion with everybody involved, you know.